This video is sponsored by DecalWorks, offering 10% off all graphics to retail customers. Use the promo code RX10 at decalmx.com to receive 10% off your graphics.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Keefer with RacerX Films. We're out here in the middle of BFE. And you know where BFE is? The Mumford compound, aka used to be a Lessie compound, but Carson Mumford's dad and a buddy went out and purchased this land. There's all different kinds of pieces of land here, but I thought this was a great location to test this CRF450R. Now look, before, when Pingree was here, he did a lot of different garage builds. I'm gonna do something a little bit different for you guys. So the first build that I really wanted to do was the Honda CRF450R. Why? Because it gives me a headache. It really does. There's not one production bike out there that makes me want to ride like a Honda. But man, when I ride the Honda, it frustrates me to no end. So I got with my buddy Chad at XPR. He knows my frustration. He's worked with me. I feel sorry for him because I've been a pain in the butt with this build a little bit. But we are here, we tested it, and I want to give you guys some information, things that I feel like this bike needs. All right, we're going to start with the front end a little bit. So this build is basically, for me, about comfort. I'm 43 years old. I'm not as fast as I once was, but I still like to pin it from time to time. This bike in stock form is fast, possibly too fast for me. And from what I hear from you guys out there, it's too fast for you as well. So I want to control the power, get more comfort, and just make it an overall better experience when you ride. So we started with Racetech suspension. Obviously, you guys know they work closely with my podcast. They did a great job. Now, you may see that this is an A-kit, style suspension, but don't let that fool you, people. The stock stuff is just as good. It just has coatings, it looks cool, and I feel like I wanted to put this on this build just because of the cool factor. But don't let that fool you, man. So inside is a gold valve setup. What that does is gives me some more comfort. The chassis itself on this bike is rigid. So Rob is a very knowledgeable guy at Racetech. I've worked with him over the years. I wasn't a huge fan of Racetech back in the day, but since Rob has been there, it's been day and night difference for me. So Rob went to work. I had a couple settings. I decided on this one. It's a little bit of a softer feel. I'm more of a smoother rider. Again, this chassis is rigid, so I got a little bit of a softer fork. I'm a front end steering guy. The shock is an A-kit shock with an 18mm shaft. I'm on the fence with an 18mm shaft. I feel like a 16 shaft is just fine for the average guy, aka you guys out there watching. So just get that gold valve setup, what this bike has, and you'll get a more comfortable ride and take care of that little small chop that this bike is not very good at. All right, now, as you guys know, I'm a pain in the butt with tires. I went with the Dunlop MX53 front tire. I'm not a fan of the 33 at all. I need some front end lean angle. To me, the 53 has a better carcass feeling, gives me more comfort up front, and I can start my lean a little earlier with the 53. So I decided with the 53 front, a 33 rear. The 33 rear hooks up good, has good lean angle, but again, I'm a front end steering type of guy, so this Honda is geared more towards that type of rider, so I wanted some more traction up front. Stuck with the standard Renthal CRF stock bar. I like that bend. And of course, you guys see I don't have too much bling on this bike on purpose because I need comfort. Putting clamps on a Honda for me, average guys, causes a little bit of rigidity. I don't like it. I don't want a rigid feeling chassis. 43-year-old bones, especially if you guys have been riding a long time, 43-year-old bones is like a 90-year-old in real years. So stock clamps are just fine. I like that offset. We went with ARC levers. I like the feel of an ARC lever. Bob is a wizard. If you ever met Bob, sit down and talk to him for 15 minutes. It's insane, like how much that guy knows. It's like he could come out of this desert right now and just teach you 7 things in about 7 seconds that you've never even seen before. And he has all of that knowledge towards his levers. He has different pills. So you can pick your adjustment, your throw on your levers. There's so many options that ARC has, that's insane. So we decided to go with ARC levers, Works connection trinkets, there's all over this bike. You'll see Works connection stuff. Of course, the XPR graphics made by Split. I kind of wanted a clean red look. I like a solid color. I really enjoy just a nice clean look. And let's start with the engine. This is probably the meat of this build. Chad at XPR, there's a lot of engine builders out there, guys. There's a lot, especially here in Southern California. It's hard to trust these engine builders, okay? They say they're gonna do one thing and they end up doing another, or chances are nothing at all. So I've been with Chad a little bit. I know how thorough he is with bikes. He does the Moto Concepts Racing Team Honda, so he knows this bike in and out. Big thing here is I didn't want more power. Chad always gets on me. I can give you more. I can give you more. I don't need it. I don't want it. I want it to be broad and long and easier to ride. And when you do that, it calms the chassis down. So he has his piston, his cam, mild porting work, and to top it off, a Vortex ignition. I talk about ignitions a lot. Let's say you don't even go with the engine build. Just go with this Vortex ignition, let Chad map it, and it'll give you a slower revving, almost KTM-ish feel, which I like, and it makes the chassis calm down. This is very important with this bike. I wanted this bike to calm down. This motor work made it very broad, and I always talk about third gear and how important third gear is on this bike. Third gear, maybe not as usable in stock form as it is now. Now I can use second more with this engine work and third gear. So I have more of a wide range to choose from. Very important. To add to the motor to complement it, Akrapovic, that's how you say it. It's not Akrapovic. I get yelled at a lot because I use the wrong terminology with this muffler. Akrapovic. Beautiful muffler. Simon will hone in on this thing later on, but man, it is a piece of art. And it doesn't have a hard hit to it. Again, comfort, usability, Honda, that doesn't go together. Well, now it does. So use an Akrapovic muffler to get a little bit more of a linear feel. Again, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's not expensive because this muffler system is expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a Honda to drastically change its style. Chad has ways to make it. If you don't want this full engine build, he can help you out with ignition settings. He can help you out with a remap of your stock ECU. A simple ECU remap or a Vortex and a muffler does wonders for this bike as well. Again, stock wheels, I'm not all about the bling here, guys. I just wanted things that actually worked on the track. That's gonna be my focus on these builds for you. Some of you guys out there saying, Keefer, I already spent $10,000 on this bike. Why are you telling me to spend an extra $4,000 to $5,000? I'm not. I'm giving you guys options out there if you do have the money. If you don't, again, a muffler, ignition, that helps this bike a lot. You chose this bike, I didn't. So I'm just gonna help you guys along to make you happier to get your Honda to work better on the track. If you're watching this video, chances are very high that you have concerns about your Honda. Well, here are some points of address that you guys can do at home. Another key point to this engine build is the Rekluse TorqDrive clutch. And you guys I'll show you guys here in a minute, the clutch arm. Chad has a custom clutch arm that will help your engagement and your lever pull. The stock clutch lever pull is junk on a Honda. It's no good, it's too hard. Again, 43 years old, I'm a one finger kind of guy, not a two finger. Man, we can go so many ways with that. We're just gonna keep this really clean right now. But I'm a one finger type of guy right here. So having this clutch arm along with the Rekluse TorqDrive clutch pack will increase longevity, help your clutch pull, and widen your engagement. When you guys are doing starts, you don't want an on-off feel, or you're creeping corners, you don't want that on-off jerky feel. This is what this arm, accompanied with that TorqDrive, helps you guys do. All right, a guts ribbed seat cover for my pleasure. I need a little bit of traction, right, when I'm coming out of this corner. Again, a smoother feeling Honda, but I still like to feel like I'm connected with the bike. I'm not a huge stiff seat foam guy. This is stock foam, but I did double up on the cover. That's a trick for you guys out there. If you have your stock cover, add this guts cover over the top of it. You'll get a little bit of a firmer feel. And of course, Renthal half waffle soft grips. I'm a big fan of half waffle soft, guys. Like, I ride a lot, but I need a little bit of a soft feeling. And it also dampens the vibration down. 1349 gearing, Renthal sprockets, DID chain. do yourself a favor, make sure you guys get a good chain on this thing. There's several out there. You guys can always hit me up at chris@keeferinctesting.com and I can help you decide which chain to get. But DID ERT3 chain is a very durable, long-lasting chain. We have been known to have some problems in the past, people breaking chains on these bikes. That is a great chain to prevent from that happening. All right, so that basically covers this machine. There's not a lot here. The things that we addressed are very important. I like that. Again, I'm gonna go back out on the track. I don't really say this a lot about Hondas. I really enjoy riding this bike a lot. It corners well. It handles even better now. And for me, I can ride 20 to 25 minutes in a controlled manner instead of just hauling ass for 10 minutes and blowing myself out. So I appreciate you guys watching these videos. Hopefully we'll do some more, try to get more of these out there for you, get some quality information. And of course, if you guys have any questions, you guys know my email, hit me up. I'm happy to answer them for you.